Xiao Yin returned quietly to the training chamber, gripping the grayish soul-returning pill tightly in his hand. In front of him lay the prepared body of a Ming sect disciple, chosen to house Xiao Xian's soul. Enhanced with 3 bones of the emperor and blood-infused limbs from the 5-element beast, Xiao Yin murmured, "The next step, crafting the vessel." Initially, Xiao Yin considered using Dong Xian's Douxian body, but he reconsidered. His ancestors' peak strength had only reached the peak Dousheng, and even if Xiao Yin employed exceptional skills, advancing it to Douxian was nearly impossible. After all, if upgrading a body to Douxian were that easy, wouldn't there be countless Douxian roaming about? Even with this 6-star Dou-Di disciple's body from the Ming sect, Xiao Yin could only proceed because he possessed such rare materials, the blood limbs of a 5-element beast and emperor bones. Without these, he wouldn't dare attempt such a feat. Resurrection required both physical and soul power compatibility. Given Xiao Xian's peak power of 9-star Dousheng, breaking through to Dou-Di upon resurrection wouldn't be difficult. However, pushing beyond Dou-Di could be exceedingly challenging. As for Dong Xian's body, Xiao Yin decided to reserve it for his martial uncle, the Golden Dragon King. Considering his uncle's strength, a 1-star Douxian body was even a bit beneath him. Let's get to work. With a single word, Xiao Yin began. With a flip of his palm, the Ming sect disciple's body rose into the air, suspended, while the Douxian-level body remained designated for his martial uncle, the Golden Dragon King. Though Xiao Yin understood that the stronger the vessel, the higher the potential achievements, Xiao Xian's lifetime strength had already reached the peak of the 9-star Dousheng, just shy of Dou-Di. Yet, with the soul-nourishing pill, blood-infused limbs from the 5-element beast, and emperor bones, Xiao Yin was confident he could push Xiao Xian past Dousheng and into Dou-Di. How many stars within Dou-Di he could attain, however, remained uncertain. The disciple's body was 6-star Dou-Di at best, so Xiao Yin knew this would set an upper limit. Summoning the body, he covered it with a layer of ice crystals, a preservation technique derived from his imperial flame to prevent decay. Then, deftly, and with experience from previous crafting on the continent of Douqi, Xiao Yin began the process, mentally reviewing the crucial steps. With a deep focus, a strand of imperial flame emerged in his palm, winding around the body. The vibrant imperial flame touched the ice-wrapped body, dissolving the icy threads almost instantly. Although this one is completely dead, to be safe, I'll cleanse any lingering soul power. Xiao Yin spoke to himself. Even the faintest residual soul energy could disrupt the resurrection process for Xiao Xian. After all, this disciple's soul power would be overwhelming for Xiao Xian. Boom! His actions matched his words as immense soul power channeled the imperial flame, penetrating every part of the body's interior. No area was left untouched as Xiao Yin purified the entire vessel with imperial flame. Seems like my caution was unnecessary. After confirming no remnants were left, Xiao Yin felt reassured. Now to integrate the bones of the emperor. His lips curled as he added. Though the vessel's original strength was at 6-star Dou-Di, Xiao Yin was determined to amplify its power to benefit Xiao Xian's future achievements. He knew Xiao Xian's talents were extraordinary. When the emperor bones appeared, an ancient aura filled the chamber. These were bones Xiao Yin had acquired in the Jiaoyu ruins on the Xinling continent. The bone's strength was formidable. Even Xiao Yan's powerful imperial flame required a full half-hour to temper them. These emperor bones, containing immense power, were purified and prepared for integration into the body, fortifying it even further. "Go in," he commanded, and the 3 milky white bones obediently fused into the vessel, strengthening it considerably. Next, the limbs of the 5-element beast. Xiao Yan's gaze fell on these prized components, invaluable in their own right. With no hesitation, he tempered them and integrated them into the body as well. Now, the vessel's durability rivaled that of an 8-star Dou-Di. What's the next step? Xiao Yin held the soul-returning pill, sinking into thought. A brilliant light appeared. It was the final remnant of soul power left behind by Xiao Xian, Xiao Yan's ancestor. This so-called final remnant, in essence, was simply a life imprint. Such a mark could only be perceived by one whose soul power had reached the emperor realm. Even a peak Dou-Di would be unable to detect it. Generally, resurrection requires soul power. While blood essence and the soul-returning pill provide crucial support, soul power is still necessary to fuse with a new body completely, allowing it to be fully claimed. However, seeing Xiao Xian's current state troubled Xiao Yan deeply. From one perspective, Xiao Xian, once an unrivaled powerhouse on the continent of Douqi, had long since perished. If not for the heavenly tomb, he would have vanished completely. In the end, by burning the remnants of his soul within the tomb, Xiao Xian had enabled Xiao Yan to achieve an Emperor Realm soul. Xiao Yan was fortunate to retain this life imprint from Xiao Xian, set aside for this very moment of resurrection. Just like when I crafted a body for the Heaven Fire Sovereign, Xiao Yan recalled. Even with a body and pill prepared, the life imprint must swallow the pill to properly enter the new body, completing the resurrection. But with only a single thread of his ancestor's life imprint remaining, and lacking any trace of consciousness, Xiao Yan was uncertain how it could absorb the pill. Clutching both the soul-returning pill and Xiao Xian's life imprint in his hands, he murmured, "No choice. Let's give it a try." Xiao Yan knew time was running out. Before long, he gripped the five-element beast's blood essence in one hand and let the soul-returning pill merge into the life imprint. He prepared to infuse the blood essence into the body if any change occurred. The instant the soul-returning pill merged with the life imprint, a sudden tremor rippled outward. The shock startled Xiao Yan, but he had no time to hesitate. "Please, let this work," he whispered, casting the life imprint and pill onto the body in a last-ditch effort to resurrect his ancestor. Moments later, a violent surge subsided, and Xiao Xian's life imprint expelled the soul-returning pill, resuming its previous stillness, while the pill lay undamaged on the body. Did it fail? Xiao Yan's jaw tightened as he witnessed the scene. It seemed reviving Xiao Xian was far more complex than he'd imagined. "Failure," Xiao Yan muttered, watching the unresponsive life imprint and untouched soul-returning pill. While the pill could perform the miraculous feat of returning a soul to a body, it required soul power, or at least a remnant soul, to trigger its effects. However, Xiao Xian's life imprint was merely a faint sliver, lacking the residual soul power necessary to absorb the pill. Without this, the pill couldn't be refined, and resurrection would be impossible. "No, I can't give up. Not when things have come this far," Xiao Yan resolved, clenching his fist. He couldn't abandon this. Not after all he owed Xiao Xian for his teachings and guidance on the continent of Douqi. More importantly, Xiao Xian was the Xiao clan's forefather. To give up now would be unthinkable. "Soul power," he called out, directing his soul power toward the life imprint in an attempt to stir its slumbering essence. Minutes passed with his soul power surrounding the life imprint, yet it showed no response. "Damn it," Xiao Yan cursed under his breath. Despite his attempts, the life imprint remained inert, as lifeless as a stone. But it shouldn't be, he thought, puzzled. Moments before, the imprint had repelled the soul-returning pill. If it were truly lifeless, how could it have reacted at all? "Clan mark," he shouted, brimming with determination. At that moment, an ancient, profound mark slowly emerged from his brow, exuding an ineffable aura of dread. Even on the continent of Douqi, Xiao Xian preserved the Xiao clan's last bloodline, undergoing a bloodline transformation himself. Yet, Xiao Yan's grasp of the clan mark was still as limited as that of a child. With a faint, mysterious energy, the power of the clan mark surged directly into the glowing life mark. In the next moment, that usually dormant life mark suddenly stirred with a faint tremor. "It's working." A spark of joy flashed across Xiao Yan's face, and he channeled more clan mark power toward the life mark. Did it stop? However, as he continued to control the clan mark's power, beyond the initial response, the life mark showed no further signs of activity. "How strange," Xiao Yan muttered, scratching his head. "Forget it. Might as well go all in." Clenching his teeth, Xiao Yan focused his attention on the life mark. A tiny droplet of his essence blood emerged from his fingertip. Essence blood from Xiao Yan. This was no small sacrifice for him. If not for the urgency of saving his ancestor, he wouldn't consider using it. After all, essence blood was highly condensed, precious power from within himself. "Go," Xiao Yan's aura weakened slightly as he sent the dark red droplet toward Xiao Xian's life mark. As soon as it neared, the life mark abruptly flared, devouring the essence blood and then settling back into its former calm. That should do it. Watching the life mark absorb his essence blood, Xiao Yan sensed its glow becoming noticeably stronger. After a few minutes, he spoke quietly. In that case, let's try again. Determined, Xiao Yan channeled a soul-returning pill toward the life mark. But this time, the life mark remained motionless, indifferent to the soul-returning pill's energy. Damn it, Xiao Yan couldn't help but curse. Inside the secluded chamber, shielded by a soul barrier, a heavy silence prevailed. Uncle, please, just help me out, Xiao Yan murmured, removing the imperial flame ring from his finger. Well, you've done quite well, kid. The Golden Dragon King had been observing Xiao Yan's efforts from within the storage ring, watching intently as Xiao Yan refined pills and crafted a body. Just as I suspected. Seeing the apparition emerge from the ring, Xiao Yan grinned in relief. It was his uncle, the Golden Dragon King. Yet, the aura surrounding the Golden Dragon King felt as chilling as a plunge into an icy abyss. You're clever. How did you know I'd awakened? The Golden Dragon King asked, smiling. Xiao Yan's achievements even earned the admiration of the Dragon King himself. Heh. I had a hunch from the moment I entered the Jiaoyu ruins, but I wasn't certain. The appearance of the Azure Dragon later confirmed it. Xiao Yan smirked. Uncle, how much of your strength has returned? Xiao Yan asked cautiously. About a third, the Golden Dragon King replied. The source of life was indeed a rare treasure, but fully restoring his peak power was unlikely. 1/3, Xiao Yan nodded thoughtfully. Don't underestimate me even at a third of my strength. With just a third of my power, that bug Xinling King of the Xinling royal family. One fart, and he'd be gone. The Golden Dragon King's boast carried unmistakable arrogance. One fart, and he'd be gone, Xiao Yan chuckled, half amused, half exasperated. Thinking about it, though, with the Golden Dragon King's strength, he indeed stood at the pinnacle of the Great Thousand Worlds. The Xinling King, despite his current Docian rank, was nothing but an insect in the Dragon King's eyes. Uncle, I've prepared the mother tree of the celestial Bodhi tree and the corpse of a Docian expert for you to craft a body. You should be able to do it now, right? Xiao Yan, feeling a surge of unexplainable warmth, saw a resemblance to Master Yao Lao in his uncle's kindly face, which brought a tinge of emotion to his heart. It's doable. Let's start by reviving your ancestor first, thought the Golden Dragon King, feeling deeply gratified. It seemed that the disciple chosen by that old fellow, Tuasha Ancient Emperor, was indeed exceptional, surpassing his master. Xiao Yan nodded quietly at the words, thinking to himself that the immediate priority was indeed to bring back his ancestor, Xiao Xian. I've already seen the situation regarding your ancestor in the storage ring, said the Golden Dragon King, a hint of resolution in his voice. Describe his condition. Uncle Master, my ancestor is Xiao Xian, the Xiao clan leader of the continent of Doqi in the generation when the bloodline of the Dodi was severed. Our ancestor was exceptionally gifted. In a world scarce in primordial energy like our continent of Doqi, he managed, through sheer effort, to reach the peak of the 9-star Do Sheng, only a step away from becoming a Dodi. However, with the decline of the Dodi bloodline, the strength of our clan dwindled, and the Xiao clan's status waned. Determined to restore our standing, our ancestor, encouraged by the clan, decided to gather the bloodline power of the clan to attempt a breakthrough to Dodi. Nearly 3/4 of the Xiao clan's strongest assembled for this, but during the critical moment, the Soul clan launched a massive attack. Our Xiao clan, once among the 8 ancient clans, fell to a minor faction. Even with nearly all the clan's bloodline power, the absence of primordial energy led to failure. Shortly after, our ancestor managed to reach a pseudo-Do-D level and repel the Soul clan, preserving a portion of our bloodline. But after that battle, he fell, leaving a trace of his soul power in the heavenly tomb. Our ancestor has helped me greatly, even sacrificing his remaining soul power after burning himself to assist my breakthrough to an Emperor Realm soul. The life imprint before us is all that remains of him. Xiao Yin recalled solemnly, though the memory stirred deep emotions. I see. The Golden Dragon King nodded. This life imprint is the product of self-immolation of soul power. No wonder it felt somewhat familiar to me. Despite Xiao Yan's restrained tone, the Golden Dragon King found himself admiring Xiao Xian. After all, the continent of Do Qi, as he had heard from Tuasha, was devoid of primordial energy, making the rise of a Do Di impossible. Xiao Xian's feat of reaching the peak of the 9-star Do Sheng in such conditions spoke volumes of his talent. Uncle Master, you've seen what happened. How should we proceed? Xiao Yan asked, a hint of worry in his tone. A life imprint is a glimmer of vitality left after a strong soul has burned itself, the Golden Dragon King explained. To put it bluntly, it's the faintest chance at revival. If your ancestor still had some soul power, combined with the pill in your possession, reviving him would be straightforward. The Golden Dragon King paused, pondering. Is it not possible then? Xiao Yan's fists clenched slightly. Not entirely without a way, the Golden Dragon King reassured, smiling at Xiao Yan's momentarily tense expression. What way? Xiao Yan asked eagerly. The body you prepared is incredibly resilient, so if this weak life imprint merges into it hastily, the chances of failure are high. Moreover, your ancestor's life imprint is exceedingly fragile. It needs to be strengthened. Do you still have the mother of the celestial Bodhi tree? The Golden Dragon King inquired, noticing Xiao Yan's delighted reaction. Yes, though it's reserved to restore your full strength, Uncle Master. Xiao Yan replied, unsure why it was being mentioned now. Take it out, the Golden Dragon King urged after confirming his thoughts. Without hesitation, Xiao Yan retrieved the mother of the celestial Bodhi tree. As soon as it appeared, the surrounding space froze as if bewitched. So it is the mother of the celestial Bodhi tree, murmured the Golden Dragon King, his gaze fixed on the plant encased in a circle of green leaves. Uncle Master, this? Xiao Yan hesitated. The mother of the celestial Bodhi tree was meant to restore the Golden Dragon King's strength and was effective only on soul forms, while his ancestor had long since become a life imprint, rendering it seemingly useless. Don't worry. I have a plan, the Golden Dragon King assured him, noting Xiao Yan's confusion. Then I'll leave the life imprint matter to you, Uncle Master, Xiao Yan agreed, feeling a weight lift from his heart. I'll enhance the life imprint and awaken its spirit. But as for other steps, it will be up to you, said the Golden Dragon King. After all, crafting a new body is beyond my expertise. Understood. Xiao Yan accepted confidently. Crack. In no time, the Golden Dragon King cast a discerning glance over the mother of the celestial Bodhi tree. Then, in a swift movement, his left hand transformed into an enormous golden dragon claw, reaching out directly toward the mother of the celestial Bodhi tree. Xiao Yan could only watch in wide-eyed astonishment. Bang, bang, bang. A faint sound echoed as the Golden Dragon King effortlessly plucked a small section of green leaves from the celestial Bodhi tree's mother, an action that left Xiao Yan in awe. He knew all too well how resilient this ancient tree was. Even if he unleashed his full strength, boosted by the sacred flame, he couldn't have scratched it. Yet the Golden Dragon King managed to remove a leaf with minimal effort. Such power was, indeed, terrifying, and Xiao Yan sensed that it could easily end his life in an instant. Impressive claws, Xiao Yan murmured, his sharp eyes noting the overwhelming force contained within that golden dragon claw. Just this one leaf from the outer layer subtly enhances my soul power, the Golden Dragon King observed as he studied the green leaf in his hand, falling silent. Suddenly, a stream of golden liquid emerged from the center of the Golden Dragon King's forehead, flowing down and enveloping the green leaf before it shot toward Xiao Xian's life seal. Whoosh! With the infusion of the Golden Dragon King's mysterious golden liquid and the leaf from the celestial Bodhi tree's mother, Xiao Xian's once dormant life seal began to surge with vitality, filling as though it were a vessel once empty, now steadily awakening, its strength rapidly growing. From here on, it's up to you, the Golden Dragon King remarked casually, stepping aside. A thrill surged through Xiao Yan. Thanks to his granduncle's mastery, Xiao Xian's life seal now held a faint spark of consciousness. Shape-reforming soul-returning pill, go! Xiao Yin commanded, and the pill, which had hovered outside the life seal, shot directly inside. As the pill entered the life seal, an almost imperceptible voice drifted forth. Xiao Xian's voice, unmistakably that of his ancestor. Xiao clan member, came the voice, faint yet familiar. Be at ease, ancestor. This is the chance to revive you. Xiao Yin responded with a deep sense of relief. The voice was identical to what he'd once heard on the continent of Doqi. You've done well, the life seal murmured. This faint trace of Xiao Xian's consciousness was on the brink of vanishing, and if not for the Golden Dragon King's intervention, the revival would have been all but impossible. Despite the Golden Dragon King's seeming ease, only he knew the difficulty involved. Understood. The life seal responded with a subtle hum. With the Golden Dragon King's intervention, along with the shape-reforming soul-returning pill, Xiao Xian's life seal now brimmed with life, a prime opportunity for revival. Ancestor Xiao Xian, I grant you a fragment of soul power. Xiao Yin wrapped the newly prepared body in the imperial flame and spoke firmly. Go! At his command, a faint glow of soul power from the life seal drifted into Xiao Yan's palm. Without hesitation, Xiao Yin covered it with the imperial flame and guided it into the new body. This step was vital. All soul power within the new body had been removed, and it needed Xiao Xian's soul essence to adapt, ensuring no rejection would occur post-revival. Boom, boom, boom. A resounding force erupted as Xiao Xian's soul energy entered the body. Calm down, Xiao Yin shouted, exerting his power to suppress the violent energy. Moments later, the new body flared with light, and Xiao Xian's soul energy anchored firmly within it. Ancestor has taken the soul-returning pill. Now only the vital blood remains, Xiao Yin nodded, proceeding with utmost care. Through the translucent jade vial, one could sense a violently intense, almost bloody aura within. Swish, swish. Xiao Yan's movements were swift, as he hurled the jade vial directly onto the body before him. With the aid of the imperial flame, the essence blood within the vial burst forth, covering the body entirely without a single drop wasted. As the essence blood touched the body, it convulsed sharply, reacting to the overwhelming power of the blood. Fortunately, Xiao Yan's presence tempered the energy, preventing any major mishaps. Yet, the flesh on the body began to corrode rapidly. Not long after, with the infusion of the five-element beast's essence blood, new flesh started to grow wildly over the now bare bones. This process was necessary not only to push the body's limits, but also to alter its appearance, avoiding detection by members of the Ming sect, which would only lead to trouble. After roughly an hour, the body grew softer, even gaining a reddish, healthy hue. Ancestor, enter. In the next moment, the body's eyes flew open, and Xiao Yin commanded in a deep tone. Hearing this, Xiao Xian's life imprint surged into the body. Simultaneously, the dazzling imperial flame blazed upon the body. As Xiao Xian's life imprint flowed into the body, a profound energy radiated from the imprint, spreading through every part of the body. This energy marked Xiao Xian's life force overtaking the body. Without delay, Xiao Yin flicked his fingers, releasing 5 droplets of essence blood from his fingertips towards the body. Though strengthened by the essence of the five-element beast, the body still lacked a distinct Xiao clan presence. However, as the essence droplets emerged, Xiao Yin felt a surge of intense weakness, the cost of producing the blood being immense. This boy truly is a man of loyalty and honor, remarked the Golden Dragon King nearby, refraining from stopping Xiao Yin, instead admiring his resolve. Buzz. The 5 dark red droplets of essence blood approached the body, only to be met with a powerful repelling force that sent them rebounding towards Xiao Yin. What? Ancestor, you? Xiao Yin was taken aback, watching the unexpected turn of events. The essence blood he had painstakingly prepared for Xiao Xian was returned, rejected by the body after Xiao Xian's life imprint had entered it. Xiao Xian, with his knowledge of essence blood, recognized the toll this effort took on Xiao Yin, who was the Xiao clan's hope. Any error could affect his foundation, but this display revealed the depth of Xiao Yan's resolve in reviving his ancestor. Ancestor, please hang on. This last step, Success or failure is up to you alone, Xiao urged, watching anxiously as the life imprint settled into the body. Is it done? Murmured the Golden Dragon King, observing the figure within, power seemingly reawakening within it. Not yet, Xiao replied solemnly. Everything is ready, but now it's a matter of endurance. Only if my ancestor withstands the tempering of the imperial flame and gradually gains control of this body can we call this a success. This final phase was both crucial and perilous. If the life imprint failed to withstand the flame's purification, it would dissolve into nothingness. Boom! The imperial flame burned fiercely within the body, igniting an intense internal struggle. A day passed in the blink of an eye. During this time, Xiao kept a vigilant eye on the body, watching for any issues. Thankfully, the body's once intense agitation began to subside, and Xiao sensed a faintly familiar presence slowly emerging within. Where is this? A familiar voice murmured from the awakening Xiao. It finally worked, Xiao heart lifted, a smile breaking through as he looked at the figure before him. Xiao, an unworthy descendant, pays his respects to the ancestor. Xiao, eyes slightly misty, performed the highest Xiao clan gesture of reverence. Xiao Xin repeated, his memory still not fully restored, yet vaguely recognizing Xiao as the Xiao clan descendant he had once aided in the heavenly tomb. Yes, it is I, Xiao replied with a gentle smile. Excellent, excellent. To have a descendant like you brings great honor to the Xiao clan. Xiao also smiled warmly. Soul returning pill? As Xiao, freshly revived, stretched his hand toward the air, an invisible surge of energy instantly emerged. Shock rippled through his heart. How could the Emperor's primordial qi, something long extinct on the continent of Do Qi, exist in such abundance here? This power of mine, it seems far beyond what a Do Shang could possess. Could it be Do Di? The next moment, as he carefully sensed the immense power within his body, Xiao muttered in surprise. Late 6-star Do Di, is it? Xiao, standing nearby, evaluated Xiao's current strength, though his reaction remained calm. After all, the blood essence of the five-element beast, the bones of the Emperor, the Golden Dragon King, and the celestial Bodhi tree's mother. All these elements were of unparalleled value. Additionally, Xiao's soul had ascended to the level of an Emperor soul. On top of that, the body he now inhabited once belonged to a 6-star Do Di during its lifetime. With such advantages, Xiao's rise to the late 6-star Do Di was not unexpected. There's no need to be alarmed, ancestor. We're no longer on the continent of Do Qi, Xiao said with a gentle smile. We're not on the continent of Do Qi? Xiao frowned at the revelation, his sharp gaze sweeping the space around them, quickly noticing its peculiarities. The continent of Do Qi was only a lower plane. This place is called the continent of Do Di, Xiao explained. Continent of Do Di? Xiao's pupils narrowed tightly as if a sudden thought struck him. Could this be where the ancestors of the Xiao clan ascended to? Precisely, Xiao replied, though inwardly he felt a surge of joy. It seems ancestor Xiao knows something important after all. But why can't I sense the presence of the Xiao clan's bloodline here? Xiao carefully scanned the area, realizing that not a single trace of his clan's aura could be found on this continent. Ancestor, since I arrived on the continent of Do Di, I've searched, but I haven't found any trace of our clan. From what I can tell, the Xiao clan is virtually unknown here. Based on my speculation, this likely has to do with the sudden interruption of our Xiao clan's Do Di bloodline, Xiao added thoughtfully after a brief hesitation. I understand your doubts. Xiao nodded. I, too, found it strange back then. Our Xiao clan is one of the 8 ancient clans, all of which possess Do Di bloodlines left behind by ancestors who ascended after breaking through the Do Di realm on the continent of Do Qi. The Do Di bloodline grants our descendants accelerated cultivation and unparalleled potential, making the Xiao clan the most prominent among the 8 ancient clans. However, the good times didn't last. When I became the clan leader, I noticed that the Do Di bloodline within me had begun to weaken, as if it were gradually losing its potency. This discovery shocked the entire clan. And it wasn't just me, every member of the clan experienced the same phenomenon. No matter how hard we tried to understand the cause, we couldn't uncover the reason behind this decline. As the bloodline weakened, the cultivation of the clan's upper ranks faltered, and many even began to regress in strength. At the time, I had already reached the peak of the 9-star Dosheng, but no matter what I did, I couldn't take that final step forward. The only way to reactivate the Do-D bloodline is to produce another Do-D within the clan. That's why the entire clan pooled its resources to help me break through, though I ultimately failed. Xiao sighed, recounting his story in one long breath. A sudden decline. Xiao knew most of the details but still couldn't help wondering. How could the Do-D bloodline of the Xiao clan alone suddenly weaken, while the other ancient clans remained unaffected? This doesn't make any sense, Xiao muttered to himself. Ancestor, why did our Xiao clan's bloodline weaken so suddenly? Could it be? There are only two possibilities, Xiao said, his voice steady yet grim. Two possibilities? Xiao leaned in. One possibility is that every Xiao clan ancestor who ascended to the continent of Do-D has perished, Xiao said, a hint of doubt flashing in his eyes. If every Do-D fell, then the collapse of the bloodline would make sense, but I find that hard to believe. Our Xiao clan was not only renowned on the continent of Do-Chi, but also celebrated on the continent of Do-D and throughout the Great Thousand Worlds. Xiao shook his head in disbelief. Then it must be the other possibility, Xiao replied, meeting Xiao gaze. What could it be? Xiao pressed. Sealing. Xiao voice was calm, but the words struck like thunder. Sealing? Xiao repeated, deep in thought. Exactly. A seal. The weakening of the Do-D bloodline wasn't abrupt, it happened gradually. The bloodline, which once accelerated our cultivation, slowly became less effective. Years have passed within that time, and based on my estimation, our Xiao clan members who advanced to become powerful figures on the continent of Do-Chi must have been sealed. This seal not only restrained their strength, but also suppressed their bloodline, which is why the Do-D bloodline within us suddenly weakened. Xiao pondered aloud after a moment. That explanation does seem more plausible, Xiao responded with a nod of agreement. Heh, your ancestor certainly had remarkable insight, managing to sense even hints of these matters. The Golden Dragon King, who had been silent on the side, suddenly spoke up. With the Golden Dragon King's ethereal form breaking the silence, Xiao felt a jolt. A powerful aura instantly emanated from the Golden Dragon King, engulfing the room. This elder, what terrifying strength!